Hi, today from the beautiful and exciting Cartagena in Colombia. Today I will tell you about one of the most inspiring historic characters that really inspires me a lot, and I think you should get to know this guy. See you in the next part. Here you can hear behind me this guy. You know who he is? This is Simon Bolivar. Simon Bolivar is a national hero, not only for one nation, not for two or three nations. No, Simon Bolivar is a national hero for six nations in South America. How did it come that he is a hero for six nations? This guy managed to liberate from Spanish colonial occupation the countries of today's Colombia, Panama, Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia. And this guy is Venezuelan, and his achievements were so great. Can you imagine that? That people who he liberated, one of the countries, Bolivia, was named by his name. Imagine having such a life full of achievements that millions of people want to name their country by your name. And it carries the name after 200 years still, Bolivia. And not only Bolivia, also Venezuela is officially called the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Independently of what you may think of the political backgrounds of his campaign and whatever, he liberated and installed kind of a democracy in these countries. We are talking about the size of his achievement, the magnitudes of his achievement. It is just unbelievable. This guy fought in his life 472 battles, real military battles with thousands of people. Can you imagine? He lost hundreds of battles, but at the end he prevailed and he won. He achieved everything he set off to achieve, and became also a president of Grand Colombia, so Grand Colombia at first, and then Venezuela. And he stayed the president for roughly 20 years. And in order to achieve that, he had to fight so many battles, never gave up, and also the amount of work and travel he put into that is just mind-blowing. Can you imagine? 200 years ago. Guess how many kilometers he traveled on the horseback in order to achieve his goals. All these campaigns, all these battles, military campaigns, and so on and so on. I will name you some grand political leaders, maybe military leaders in the past, and tell you how much they traveled on horsebacks. To put it in perspective, to travel around the globe, once around the globe along the equator, you need to travel 40,000 kilometers. So Hannibal traveled 12,000 kilometers. Then we had Napoleon, who traveled 40,000 kilometers. So once around the globe on horseback. And Napoleon, I mean, he almost conquered Russia. And he traveled to Moscow on horseback and back, right? And many other campaigns and so on. Then we have the guy who conquered half of Asia, Alexander the Great, who traveled 60,000 kilometers on horseback, so 1.5 times around the globe. But this is nothing in comparison to this guy, to Simon Bolivar, who traveled 120,000 kilometers on horseback, meaning he circumvented the earth, the globe, 3 times. He went 3 times around the globe on horseback. Can you imagine that? This is the amount of work, of effort you need to put in order to achieve such extraordinary, such unbelievable feats and successes. So I encourage you to learn more about Simon Bolivar. That's one of the guys that never accepted a no in his life, that never saw anything as impossible to achieve, and indeed achieved impossible things for others, for actually everybody else in history, right? The things he achieved were impossible to achieve for anybody else in history. That's it from the beautiful Cartagena in Colombia. If you like this video, give me a thumb up. If not, of course, thumb down. Share this video with your loved ones, with your friends. I talk here a lot about doing incredible things in life, doing impossible things. I talk about the psychology of entrepreneurship on the highest level, how the best entrepreneurs in our times, how the self-made billionaires think and act. And I talk here also about economy, about money. And in this series, we are talking also about happiness in life. So if you like this video, you certainly will like my other videos. I invite you to watch them. That's it for today from Cartagena, Colombia. I wish you a fantastic day. Let's do something extraordinary today.